Let's go, 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 Jets. What's up, everybody? Midnight Mike here. I am your late night New York Jets host. I am your Johnny Carter, Conan O'Brien, Jay Leno, David Letterman. I'm Midnight Mike. I'm happy to be here on another Saturday night live at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm coming to you from the Long Island Sound, which is supposed to be warming up this coming week, which I'm really excited about. If the internet continues to seem like it's flagging or not working, I will pull off the game behind me. If you can guess what that game is, you win nothing. But except, you know what I'll say? Job well done. If you could guess the game behind me, you're not going to see much because I'm going to have to figure out a way to fix the brightness on that, because I actually put up a little bit of a larger screen back here, and I'd like to figure out how to fix the brightness. I haven't messed with it or anything yet, but as soon as I'm able to do that, I will welcome everybody to Why I Hate the Jets, the live episode, Saturday, 9 p.m. We have a lot of things we got to talk about. I actually do have a list here of things that I want to talk about. And we will get to all these things throughout the night, looking for maybe an hour and a half show. I actually have to wake up early tomorrow morning because my daughter is going to be doing the Pinewood Derby for the Girl Scouts. Now, I thought this was just a Boy Scout thing, right? But apparently the Girl Scouts get involved also. And I think that's awesome. I used to make Pinewood Derbies with my dad. I used to medal pretty much every year, and I'm hoping I can, if they, who knows how things work today. It could be that, everyone's a winner, right? That's how 2024 is. I'd prefer competition. I want to see winners and losers. And look, if I had very little time to prepare this Pinewood Derby car, I'm hoping that, if it doesn't work out, if she doesn't do great, that it'll teach me how to do the car better next year and have her help and get all this stuff together. She painted it. Looks great. She's 7 years old. Let's see if she can go out there and beat some of the Boy Scouts. I don't even know if they'll be racing against each other. Who actually knows? But ladies and gentlemen, while you're here, go down below. The way more people will find me is just, it's free. It's free. It's free. Don't leave me yet. Just go down and hit those thumbs up under this video, and it will help me be seen in the algorithms here on YouTube. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Twitter. I'm also on my personal Facebook page in case any of my friends and family wanted to check out the show easily without having to go over to YouTube. But all of you guys who are subscribers, thank you so much for being here. We're going to talk a little bit about the oh man, this internet is pushing. Pull this off. As a matter of fact, you know what? I should pull it off real soon, because I never ended up getting my router. Where is that? Where is that, Verizon? Let me pull this down. Let's just pull it down. Hopefully fix the internet issues here. We'll pull it completely off. There we go. Goodbye. And goodbye. All right. We're going to talk about the attack. For some reason, people seem to be bragging about this, right? People seem to be bragging on social media. Oh, the Jets, second most attendance in 2023. This, that. Okay, we'll get to that. It's a weird brag. It's weird. Jamal Adams. I talked about this a little bit on the most recent Undroppables. All their major podcast platforms: Apple, to any of your major podcast platforms, search The Undroppables, and one of those options will be Honest Jets Talking. It's a half-hour show. Which are like my regular videos are like 5 to 10 minutes. Honest Jets Talk is just audio podcast that's available every Wednesday morning. That's a half hour. You ride into work, right? You ride home from work. You could pop on Honest Jets Talk here at front to back and get out of there. We talked a little bit about this, and that's the Jamal Adams rumors going along with the Jets. I don't even know if these have been squashed yet. Hopefully, we'll find out if these have been squashed because I feel by now the Jets or Jamal Adams, somebody should have come out and said, yeah, this ain't going to happen. But we'll talk about it. Also, two things that have come out over the past day or two. I want to talk quickly about the Harrison Glazer highlight video he put out of Zach Wilson on Twitter or X. It's like 6 to 7 minutes. I want to talk about that because he implies like about, we should, you don't want Zach, here's this video. We'll see what happens. And then I also want to talk about Mecole Hardman. Was asked, he doesn't know where he's going to land next year, and one of the things he was sure to say was, "I won't go back to the Jets." And I wanted to know when he all of a sudden became big time. He caught the game-winning Super Bowl catch. Congratulations to him. That's cool. And the Jets didn't know how to use you. That's okay. But why are you throwing shade, bro? Why are you throwing shade? Where you caught a pass? In reality, you caught a pass. You don't think Travis Kelce could have caught that pass? That's my point. Like you look at his stats on the Chiefs after he left the Jets. It's not like he was lighting it up. We'll talk a little bit about that. And then there's another little segment that we're going to start having on this show. And I'm going to piggyback it off of something I used to do. I used to do Midnight Mike Show Theater, and that was available on Patreon. And it would be like a watch along where you could listen to my audio of me, almost like a DVD commentary of me watching a movie, and you'd hear them. You could push play on the movie, listen to me, and you can hear the movie on my feed along with my commentary. So we're going to take that idea of Midnight Mike Show Theater, and we have another little idea for it. And Maddie brought it to my attention before the show tonight, and he's in the green room. We're going to be bringing him in, and I think it's a great idea. So when he comes on, about if there are internet issues. I haven't gotten my new router. I was supposed to get that a week ago. So now I have to call Verizon again and figure it out because this is getting ridiculous. Our internet speeds are supposed to be 4 times faster. The last 2 weeks I had great internet issues, but now I think because I started, I don't know what the problem is. It's getting so fucking frustrating. But hit those thumbs. There we go.
Okay.
Maddie, what's up, man?
Hey, there he is. What's up, buddy? I'm still recovering from my
man.
trip.
I'm so pissed off. My internet is flagging so bad.
It's it is what it is, man. I don't know. This too shall pass. But how are you? It's good to see you. I don't know
how off we are. Yeah, it's good to see you. We met up. I talked to last week right outside of New Haven, in Connecticut. Talked about the show. Had a great time for like.
I'm joined by the other co-host,
7 days?
Baby Shark.
Oh, what's up, Baby Shark? Do.
Oh man, gotta shout out Cat's Deli in New Haven. Speaking of, had the best Reuben of my entire life. Holy crap!
I wonder if I can like pop. I'm gonna pop off and try to come back in. That's what I'm going to attempt to do right now.
All right. Well, Mike does that. Good to see everybody. Like I say, as you can tell, as soon as I got back to Colorado, the hangover hit. And for those who don't know, was back east. Mike and I met up for a couple of drinks and got a little bit bite to eat. We had a good time. And I went out. My friend and I went to a Ranger game. Then we went to a punk concert where my ancient ass got into a mosh pit, which I think might be where this is from. We had a blast. Went to a Hartford Wolfpack Bradbury Islanders game, and we went to the Rangers Stadium series, which was amazing. And I'm never ever gonna do it again. It was a lot of fun, but that said, 80,000 people, man, it was rough trying to get out of there. But we kind of got to hook up on that one. Let's see. I think Mike's coming back to us. There he is.
I don't know I don't know if this helped. I couldn't fully bust out because it kept saying that saves or changes might not be saved, and I was afraid it would cut the whole stream. But it seems like I think we're closer now. I don't know. Talk back to me. We'll see how far off we are.
I can hear you. You're good.
Okay, well that's a good thing. Okay, so well, give me a quick. Did you give everybody an overview of your week up here in Connecticut?
Yeah, I didn't know how long you were gonna be. I kind of took over and became like the de facto mayor of the Eastern Seaboard for a few days. I got hooked up by the Hartford Wolfpack. They let me tour the facility and look at practice and gave me a jersey and a puck. Like, they were awesome. An employee at MSG, when I went back on Monday morning, gave me their store discount. And I saved 30% on everything at the Garden. Everybody was so nice to me. Like, I had such an amazing time, and I could drink like I was Iron Man because of the altitude. So, like, yeah, I just had a blast. But I will say I have to. So we stayed in Hartford with my buddy Orlando. If you're watching, love you, bud. Hartford has the coldest toilet seats in America, and if you want to wake up fast in the morning, that's the way to do it.
That's interesting. But you know what? I don't know. I still don't. I understand you have friends up here coming on vacation to Hartford. Pretty strange, but I had a great time meeting you, and I'm glad that you had a good time. Meeting me, hanging out with Uncle O. That's pretty good. So did you hear first off, did you get my message? I thought I texted it to you, but I think I ended up commenting it back to you on my video to come with your top 5 Jets uniforms.
I don't think I saw it.
You don't need to fully do a top 5, but here's what I did, folks. My most recent regular video that's in the 5 to 10 minute range that I put out is my top 5 New York Jets uniforms of all time. I'm not going to tell you what they are because if you're watching this on the replay or you're live, I want you to go over and check out the video and give me your reaction in the comment section of your favorite Jets uniforms. But I wanted to hear what on this show, what Maddie thought, what Maddie thinks. I mean, if you don't have them prepared, why don't you just give me give me your top 3, something like that.
I mean, yeah, top of my head. That's an easy one. I mean,
but I want to point out that in my video I differentiated between green and whites.
Yeah, no.
So I do want to point that out.
I'm still a big fan of the white uniform with the green. I like the what was it, 89 to 96, the white with the green and black trim. I think that's my number 1.
Okay.
I just love it. It looks so clean.
Back then they didn't wear all white, so that would have been with green pants.
Yeah, green pants. I'm just talking jerseys, not full uniform.
I was kind of going full uniform because some of my least favorite are dependent on the pants also.
Okay.
So I kind of went the same way. I'll say this right now. The all white's okay. We all know how I feel about the black. But I've never really been a fan of the all greens.
No, I like the contrast. Like I like a white pant with a green jersey and vice versa.
Yeah.
And then I would do just the home version of that same jersey as my number 2. Mostly, although part of me is just because I love the logo on the helmet so much that's kind of just ties in. It makes me think of it. And then I have to go with the like the old school, like 1968, like the long sleeve, looks like just like a long sleeve T-shirt type, green and white.
The Super Bowl era.
Yeah, I really do like those just because they're super retro.
And do you prefer the white or the greens?
It's hard to. I like the greens better in that one, but we won the Super Bowl in the white, so
I did mention that I actually prefer the greens. But they are that's our Super Bowl jerseys, those greens, and then they wore the whites in the Super Bowl.
And I don't hate the Bill Parcells era change ones either. We never did anything in them, and so it's kind of hard to love them the way I would like to.
Excuse me. We went to an AFC Championship game. In the one in your number one and number twos, we really did nothing.
I know, but we still haven't
From
won a
90
Super
to
Bowl in
97.
anything. We haven't
when we
won a
got
Super
the
Bowl
black
in
trim.
anything but the originals. So
Fair enough.
yeah.
Laura, in the comments, thank you for being here. One of our girls is back. Did you see that last week, Maddie? We had two girls
I know, dude.
Yeah, man, we're moving on up.
We're True Detective
Sorry
season 4 right here.
It says, sorry to tell you this, but my mom's school lost the girls' championship. Are you voice texting or using the what does he call it? Voice to word?
Actually, Laura, I was going to talk to you about that because I had money on them. So yeah, they're dead to me. Don't talk to me about them ever again.
But we appreciate you being here, Laura, even though Maddie lost money on your mom's game.
My brother says he's in the comments
volleyball.
talking crap to us, but apparently it's not showing up. I think he's just cussing his balls off, so I don't know if he's still there or not.
There we go. Is that it? Where's that little shit, Matt?
Oh, I'm having a hard time. Like my top chat, live chat.
I don't know, man.
Oh, there he is.
Talking.
Oh, there he is.
That mark under your eye is from your wife beating your ass. Don't play. Wait, you got? I can't even see you. You got? What do you have? A black eye?
I don't know. It's over here. Like I don't know what the hell that's from.
Is that from the? Maybe that's from the pit. Maybe that's from the pit you were in.
Fucking my old
I
ass.
saw that picture on your Twitter account of you, and you showed it to me when we met up. Of you just taking that big dude out.
Yeah, I really wish that was real. I would have needed a step ladder and a lunch. That was a really great guy, but no, I did not get in a real fight.
Come on, you were supposed to yes and.
I know, but I can't. Nobody's
I was playing you up.
I know, but
folks, we are getting to some Jets talk tonight.
We will get very there, I promise.
Very shortly, we will be getting there. Number one, Joe Namath Super Bowl jerseys. Audition. Let me ask you, greens or whites? Now you said Super Bowl, so I'm assuming you're talking about the whites. But I just want to make sure. Let us know down in the comments if you are talking about the whites. I'm assuming you are, which was weird. Those whites always freaked me out, and it's not because I like those jerseys and whatever. But at that time, and it happened to Namath a lot in the Super Bowl. It happened. They used to clip under your crotch. So when your pants came down a little, it looked like the shirt went into a thong.
I did not.
Did you ever notice that?
I never knew that.
Dude, watch the Super Bowl. The old sweater jerseys for a lot of players would tuck into the pants, and then they would button underneath, almost like a onesie.
And then they became bodysuits that all the girls in my high school wore.
Oh, there you go. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so Maddie gave his. So you're going. Your favorite Jets jersey of all time is the white 90 to 97 with the black trim.
Yeah, I think so.
That's fair. I mean, I like those jerseys. I think those jerseys are smart looking.
They're just simple.
Yeah, but once again, I'm not going to give mine away. Go to my YouTube channel. Well, you're clearly here, unless you're watching on Facebook or X, Twitter. Go to my YouTube channel, and my most recent video that's under videos, not live, is my top New York Jets uniform, top 5 New York Jets uniforms of all time. And I'm going to be coming with a top 5 worst New York Jets uniforms of all time. I don't know when that'll come out. I'm not making any promises
for that. Let me know. I can actually prep that one and be ready to answer that one.
Awesome. And once again, you guys down in the comments section here on the replay, or actually I'd prefer it on that video, the top 5. You can give me your top 5. You can give me your top 5 worst. Maybe I can bring it up when I do my worst videos. Okay, Maddie, the first thing I want to talk about is on Twitter. For some reason, it seems like the New York Jets, Woody Johnson and others are bragging, because we literally have nothing to fucking brag about, are bragging that the New York Jets were number 2 in attendance in 2023.
Well, that's because our ticket sales were super cheap when we went to shit. People were giving seats away.
Well, the way I'm looking at it, I think they all sold out at the beginning of the season. Not sold out, but
Possible.
I think that number reflects that those people thought that Aaron Rodgers would be playing. So it has nothing to do with Zach Wilson. It has nothing to do with how the team performed. Most of those tickets were sold when Aaron Rodgers was signed to the team. That's number one.
That's a good call.
Yeah. Number two, if you look at our later home games, there are a lot of empty seats in MetLife Stadium.
Yeah, those tickets might have sold, but nobody came.
Correct. So for some reason, Woody Johnson and the Jets and other people are going on, and it's like such a weak brag. Like, oh, the Jets, hey, what has your team done? Our team sold the second most in attendance in 2023. And it's like, dude, there's a huge asterisk there.
Yeah, when shit sucks, you have to find anything to talk about to pump yourself up.
But that's weak.
It's
like
the weak uniforms. It's so lame. It's so lack. Wow. Oh, we sold a lot of tickets.
Yeah.
That's essentially saying we really said we were going to do something this year and really let our fans down. Yay us is how I look at it.
Correct. But the uniform thing, although timing of the announcement, a lot of people, including myself, consider a little weird. But the announcement of the legacy uniforms being our permanent uniforms, that's exciting.
I was very excited.
Correct. But this, it's like, who the fuck cares? You were what did we even go? 7 and 10?
Yeah, I don't even think I would have announced it. I would have let the NFL just put the stats out and been like, okay, whatever. Right now,
and not said a word about it.
And I say this because I feel like I'm sorry to cut you off, but I feel like I say this weekly. Shut the fuck up and win football games. That's all I want to hear. I want to see wins. Agree. That's it. I don't give a shit if Saleh doesn't do a whole presser for the first 8 games of next season. I want to see wins. I want to see win column looking good. I don't want to see all gas, no breaks. I don't want to see, yay, people are coming to our games. I want to see, hey, we don't suck. That's all I want.
Can we talk about that real quick? What do you think of all gas, no breaks?
I like the idea at first. I bought a sweatshirt with it. I have a t-shirt with it on it. Yay, Redbubble. But now it's, and I've said this before, right now the slogan is all wax, no wick. There's nothing they're doing. Granted it's the off season. The Jets need to just get an offensive line and another receiver and stay healthy, is my view. They're not that far out, but the problem was, last year, as soon as Rodgers went down, it seemed like everybody's like, yeah, wait till next year.
Well, the thing is, for me, it's I don't like, not only do I not like the cheesy slogans for really any team. Now, it's okay, like, take flight. I'm okay with that. Like Bills Mafia. I'm okay with that. Just the simple little thing that you hashtag and then the little logo shows up on Twitter. I'm okay with that. But when you start coming up with these like little Dr. Seuss, riddles and little sayings and whatnot, and then not only that, but then to have it like plastered across like part of your stadium or your locker rooms, or to me, it's just, you're at that point, it's like, I don't know, it just seems like something you're, especially with the way the Jets have played, it's just something you're saying because
there were a lot to earn it.
Yeah, but there was a lot of breaks.
Be during like the 6-2 and then say we're going all gas, no breaks.
Yeah, if you're gonna, that's a slogan you have to back up.
Yeah, talk is cheap.
What is this? NFL too much information? Was that? What have we said? That's too much information.
Probably my recap of my trip.
You think that? I don't think that comment was from all the way, but maybe it was. Maybe he's Jerome's a little. Hey, thank you for being here. Anybody who's here, please hit those thumbs up. That's how other people. It's free for you. And that's how other people see that we are live. So hit those thumbs up. We really do appreciate it. So the attendance thing, bullshit. The Jets just shut up about it. It's not impressive. The tickets were bought before the season. And if you, like I said, to recap, at the end of the season, our last few home games, there was a lot of empty seats. And if they weren't empty, they were filled by opposing team fans.
I did not know my brother was cosplaying as someone in the Tron remake.
Great show. Love giving my brother hell, especially you gents. So We talked about this on Honest
shit,
Jets
that's
Talk.
depressing. I'm looking at the comment. Oh my
Due
god,
to the injury, Rodgers will make. That can't be right.
it probably is.
He's talking about for 2023. For 2023, he made $9.3 million per snap. Yeah, it is what it is. It
Yeah.
is what it is, and it's there's nothing any Jets fan or any Jets player or anybody could have done any differently. The only thing that I could say that maybe could have been done differently is we could have gotten grass on the field before the season started, because I feel like that's coming real soon because of the World Cup. They're not going to be able to make excuses anymore, with the grass on the field. And do the Giants have the same sort of injuries that we have at home?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't watch a lot of Giants games in general, just because
I feel like they were beat up last season, but I'm trying to remember if it was in MetLife, because it does seem, especially, I mean, the last 2 years, the Jets have been just decimated with injuries on the offense, both years. And it's nothing you can help. It's nothing we can help. It's nothing like necessarily the coaches could help. But when are we going to get the break where we just have a pretty much healthy season? Like, when is that going to happen? That's what I want to know.
I'm ready to go to a crossroads and make a deal with the devil at midnight, because I just can't fucking deal with this anymore.
Well, I think that's the problem. Joe Namath already made that deal, so you'd be interrupting his deal by trying to get a new deal going, because you understand, right?
I like to think of it as restructuring the contract.
Oh, okay. We'll restructure with the Lord Satan.
With the Prince of Darkness.
With the Dark Lord, we will renegotiate some sort of deal and explain to him, look, man, Joe Namath, it's been long enough.
Yeah.
Somebody else is willing to take on that burden.
Yeah, Satan, if you're viewing,
give us a call.
As a practicing Catholic, I hope to fucking Christ my priest doesn't watch this show.
Hi, Dark Lord Satan.
You'd be like, so
we
listen,
need to have a deep conversation. Call me back.
We really got to talk about your priorities, pal. But obviously,
you're killing us here.
Something's got to give. But here's the thing: sooner or later, it's going to break right. But we've been saying that for how long? So who knows?
I mean, I don't even. Once again, as a Jets fan, as a miserable Jets fan, how can I sit here and even expect? I make the joke all the time that I want the new uniforms to be clean of all patches so that we can have room for our Super Bowl patch. But that's like clearly a laughable joke with how the Jets have played.
We're getting ahead of ourselves there.
What would make, and this goes to anyone watching too, hit the thumbs up, but tell me in the comments, what would make, Maddie, you like happy? Like, I know we know Super Bowl. But how about realistically, this
next
season,
what's going to make me happy?
What will make you happy in a realist? Let's say we have a few injuries, but no huge key injuries. Let's say, we have a normal amount of injuries. Rodgers doesn't go down. Rodgers is here. Garrett's here. Brees is here. Our defense is mostly here.
I can answer this.
Our offensive line stays, relatively healthy. We have nobody going down for the season. Maybe a guy goes out for a game or two.
Not just make the playoffs, but to have a home playoff game.
So
that would be huge for us. Just
now I have to play devil's advocate. Let's say we don't get a home playoff game, but we do make the playoffs and we win that first round.
I'd be happy with that. I would absolutely be happy with that. But
I feel like I would be too.
I feel like if the Jets are ever going to win a Super Bowl, they will have to have a home playoff game, at least one home playoff game.
Possibly.
Because I'm saying all their playoff games are on the road, but I'll take a playoff win 100%.
I'm thinking that barring another catastrophic injury to Aaron Rodgers or whatever, I personally think that we have Rodgers for another 2, maybe 3 seasons. I think possibly 2 at the least, right? I'm saying 2 at the least. We'll take it to the bank. If he stays healthy, like if he goes down again, it's like, what do you expect from the guy?
Yeah.
But if he has a full healthy season, I would be happy with the Jets winning the playoffs or getting to the playoffs and winning in the first round, regardless of whether it's home or away. I'd love the division. That'd be nice. But let's just say the Jets make the playoffs next year, even if it's an away game, and win one playoff game, which once again is something our counterparts, the Dolphins, haven't been able to do for 25 years. Let's say we win that game. I'll be happy because that will make the next season, that will make 2025 even more exciting with Rodgers coming back. He played a full healthy season. He got us to the, like, let's say the divisional round of the playoffs, and now he's coming back. And you know what I'm saying? Like that, then you have 2 seasons of like real excitement.
You make a good point. Like I say, just my fantasy world, it's, a home playoff game. What I also would like is for Joseph Oliver to do my taxes, because clearly the guy knows his way around the calculator.
It says Rodgers played for a total of 1 minute and 34 seconds before the clock was stopped following his injury, or 94 seconds total. That means he will be paid about $399,000 per second of game time. I'm okay with it.
Oh, this guy can totally be my accountant. He's got his shit sewn up.
No, but I'll tell you, I'm okay with it. That's my point. I'm completely okay with it because it at least gives us hope. That's the thing.
Angry about it because that's the nature of the beast.
Yes, but what I'm saying, one of my main, exactly. And one of my main things that I've always kind of stuck by, it's like, how many seasons have we had to do rebuilds? And everyone's like, even this season, they're like, no, you know what? Get rid of Rodgers, get rid of Saleh, get rid of JD. You got the team, whatever. And it's like, we're going to have to do that in a year or two anyway, or 2 or 3 years, 2 or 3 seasons. We're going to have to do that. So why do it now when there is a sliver of a chance?
No, I agree. There's still a window we have to take advantage of. We have to go for it.
Exactly. And that's the thing that the Jets fans, it comes so few and far between, where we have a season of hope going in. Why not just ride it out with Rodgers? I don't understand the Jets fans who just want to wipe everything out like right now.
Well, I think that a lot of fans think that we could, as a franchise, just wipe everything out, start over, and build the Kansas City Chiefs in 5 years. And I just simply don't think that will happen.
Oh no.
And and that's the thing, is it's just a matter of right now there's a fair amount of window that's still there. If Rodgers stays healthy and we build an offensive line around him and pick up, I think, one more receiver, our defense is where it's at. So you can't just burn all this down. There's so much that's been done. Sometimes you may have to reshoot a movie a little bit, but you don't just scrap the whole project. That's kind of the way I look at it.
Absolutely. And like you said, it's like me, you, other people, we've been saying this since the middle of last season, but we've talked about it on this show. The Jets don't need a lot. The defense is there. Okay. Regardless of what happens, most of that defense is coming back. We're going to have a top 10 defense. That's how I see it.
Yeah, I agree.
With the offense, you said it. We need a wide receiver. Well, let's hope. Yeah. But we need a wide receiver too. We need a good, solid backup quarterback and offensive line. That's not insurmountable.
No, and I think a decent backup is an easy get. I really do.
Well, who are you looking at? I mean, I keep seeing stuff about what's his name on the Redskins, Howell.
Yeah, I've seen that. Well, see, Garoppolo's getting cut. Shit, he might just be desperate enough to take the job.
I don't think he's good enough. I'd rather have the Redskins. Is it Howell? I'd rather have him. I'd rather have Jacoby Brissett. I don't think Gardner Minshew, after his season with the Colts.
I like Brissett. I'm not big on Minshew.
See, I think Minshew's pretty impressive, but I don't think he's going to take, at this point, he made the Pro Bowl. I don't think he's going to be taking a backup role. I think he could find a starting job.
He might be able to. He maybe with Washington, who knows? But I don't know. We'll see. I think the draft is going to have a lot to say about a lot of where anybody goes. And again, I'm only fleetingly paying attention to so much of what's going on right now because it's so far away from everything.
Yeah.
That I mean,
how far are we? I mean, how far are we away from free agents and stuff being able to be signed?
That's
or
I think
trades
in
being made.
March. I think March is when free agency is around. I'd have to look it up.
Maybe somebody can write it down in the comments. Look it up if you can. As a matter of fact, if you're going to be a co-host, I need a guy who will do this stuff because I'm running so much stuff over here. But yes, I want to know free agents. I want to know trades, and then draft day. Draft day is what? April. I'm not sure. We'll get all this information.
It starts March 11th at noon.
I knew it was close.
Yeah,
I knew it was
I mean,
close.
that's what I said. It was in.
And that's when we'll seriously, once free agency opens and trades are open and stuff like that, we'll start talking about it. And then as the draft gets closer, when we start seeing what we've gotten in free agency,
draft is April 25th.
What?
Draft is April 25th.
Yeah. Okay. So we were right on both of them, March and then April.
Hi, Valerie.
And that's what we're waiting for. And the Jets will have their new uniforms out, by the way, by April. So whoever our first round draft,
we're on that stage. We're gonna see him looking good.
Yeah, he's gonna be holding up that jersey. Now, here's another thing. Like, you know how they always hold up the number 1 for the first pick? You always get a jersey with the 1 on it. I feel like that's a little weird.
I always like when they in hockey they'll do like the year. So like this year they would hold up like 24 or whatever. I was kind of like that. I mean, unless you're the Rangers,
hold that up,
my guys just
but you lose no matter what with the Jets. If you hold up a 1, it looks like you're some like young kid holding up a Sauce Gardner jersey and being like, "Look who I get to play with." If you hold up the year, you're holding up a Darrelle Revis jersey, and you're like, "Hey, I'm going to the team that Darrelle Revis was on." You know, like I feel like we've got to like the players got to like I don't know, maybe give them maybe give them 00 or I don't know.
No,
I just feel like.
The reason I say no to that is because I remember when John Davidson wore 00 for the Rangers, and anytime he'd have a bad game, the fans would immediately.
I'm not talking about hockey.
I'm going somewhere with this. Anytime he did something bad or had a problem, it would be, "Is that your IQ?" Whatever. And I can see the memes of something, a draft pick who drops a ball, has a bad game, holding up the 00 with everybody being like, "Receptions this game" or whatever. So I don't like 00.
I just feel like something needs to be done because especially now I feel like those 0s, the 1s are becoming very popular. And we have do we have the most famous number 1 in the league?
Absolutely.
So having our tackle that we draft or whatever, holding up a Sauce Gardner jersey, essentially.
Well, you know what we could do then instead, make thinner letters and do 2024. That wouldn't be bad. That'd be kind of cool.
I don't know. Then it looks like a political slogan. So it'd be like,
what do you want, man?
If we draft,
no pleasing you with this.
No, there isn't. We got to all come up with something collectively because it's just weird. Because if let's say we draft Alt, it's going to say Alt 2024, like he's running against Trump and Biden.
What if the numbers were different colored?
I don't. That would be hard to read on TV. Come on now.
Well, like if you got a green, like a white.
I'm never going to be happy, Maddie.
You know what? I give up. I just work here, man. Shit.
This is something we talked about on the Undroppables. I want to get your thoughts on it.
I'm talking to my union rep about this.
I want to get your thoughts on it. I want to get people in the comments section. What are your thoughts? Has anything come out about this? I mean, more. There's been a lot of rumors over the past week or so of Jamal Adams, like kind of like what do they call it? What do the kids call it? Sliding into people's Twitters. Yeah, sliding in and doing all that stuff. Where's Ocho? We need people doing this.
This ain't gonna happen. I can promise you this. And if for some reason he did come back to the Jets, the boos that would rain down.
Did you listen to the Honest Jets talk?
I didn't yet.
Okay, I go off, and I'll say it here. It's fine because we have another show coming up in a couple days. I said that in no way do I want this whiny bitch who hasn't had any production in the past couple years back anywhere near sniffing the New York Jets.
No.
But if for some reason, it's not like I'd be surprised. The Jets are fucking retarded. Oops, sorry. Oh, the Jets seriously just screw you over and over again as a fan. So if for some reason, which I can't say it's out of the realm of possibility, because anytime I'm like, oh, the Jets aren't dumb enough to do something that fucking dumb, they do it. So let's say they do bring him back. I said, and I don't want this, league vet minimum with incentives like what Whitehead had going into last year, where he gets X amount of dollars per interception.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely it. League minimum.
Yeah,
but
league minimum. I
don't want it at all, but
no, correct. I don't want him at all. But if we have to, league vet minimum with incentives, because he's the kind of guy who if things don't go his way, he'll just stop trying because he's a little bitch.
Yeah.
And he'll go and like boo-hoo on the sidelines or whatever. Throw in some incentives in there so that it gets, so he sees the dollar signs, because I think that's all he really cares about.
Yeah, that's the only way you motivate him. I mean, it's,
yeah,
you know, he certainly doesn't take any pride in any jersey he wears. The fact that he's in the NFL, I feel like he takes for granted. And so, okay, well, your check depends on your performance. You know, I mean, he'd be the guy you had to hire and only could pay on commission because he clearly wouldn't work hard.
Our other ladies here. And look, you even got the shout out.
About time. We shouted me out on Twitter a couple weeks ago. You know how many new followers I got?
I'll tell you right now. Me and Maddie are gonna have to leave our wives, and we're gonna have to find Valerie and Laura, and we're gonna have to have a great time, because we clearly have a lot in common. Does your wife watch the Jets?
No, she doesn't care. My wife is a big-time hockey girl. She loves her Colorado Avalanche, and she'll root for the Jets for me because she's an awesome woman. But she knows, everyone in my house knows. They're like, this is just like Dad's heroin addiction. He just does it. He knows it's going to go poorly. There's no real positive result, but it won't stop.
Well, that's the thing. Like, my wife has always been, actually, she's been very understanding. She grew up in a house where no one watched sports. Her brother didn't watch sports. Her father didn't watch sports. Her mother didn't watch sports. She didn't watch sports. They were more of a artsy family. So, and I say that, me being a sports guy and growing up, and original, I don't get it. I don't get the artsy thing, but they're all extremely talented. Like, it's not just they're artsy and they do like just community theater. It's her father is a published, like, tons of books, author of children's books, books on like insects, things like that, but mostly children's books. He has a lot of famous children's books. Her brother is an outstanding artist. He's done stuff for like paintings, and I believe, and sold to Wizards of the Coast for like Magic and stuff like that. He works on video game development. Her mom is.
I could send cards in to get signed.
Oh, you know what? I bet he does have some cards. Yeah, for Magic. I don't know, like, because you know how sometimes in the booklets and on the covers of boxes they have art. Yeah. You know, we'll have to see on that, but yeah. And then her mother and my wife graduated with a degree in acting from the University of Arts in Philadelphia. Like, they're a very, very talented family, and she has put up with so much years and years and years. I used to have, when I lived in Philly, I used to have my buddy come over and we would watch football from shout out Dave, from I don't know what the time is out there, but here it's from 1 PM. He'd be there at 12, and we'd from 12 till whenever the Sunday night game ended, we would be sitting in the living room watching football, screaming at the television. He was a Giants fan, I was a Jets fan, and she put up. This year, she finally sat down and started to get into games.
That's cool.
And yeah, and I'm pretty excited because I'm pumped. I'm pumped. I'm hoping it continues. But you know what? The thing is, if with a new fan of a team, we have to have some success to really like reel them in.
Yeah. My wife,
you know what I'm saying?
Kind of artsy. She my wife makes jewelry. She creates jewelry. It's really cool.
So, that's cool. What kind?
She makes chainmail jewelry.
Wow, that's interesting.
It's like one ring at a time, and she makes like cool tapestries. I ought to see if I can get her to make us a Jets one that I could show off when they get the new logo.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Because
that would be very cool. Valerie, I'm with you. I miss football already. Who's watching the UFL? Come on now. Are you going to watch it?
Go Generals.
They're not there anymore.
Yeah, they are.
No, they are not.
Yeah, the Jersey Generals.
the USFL and the XFL have merged.
Yeah, there aren't the
into
Generals staying?
into the UFL, and in the new USFL, the Jersey Generals are not one of the teams left remaining, and neither are the New York, New Jersey Hitmen from the original XFL, which I do have a jersey somewhere, or the what was it, the New York, New Jersey Guardians in the resurgence of the XFL. Then they moved to Orlando, the Guardians. So I do know my spring football, folks. But I have a hard time getting into the UFL for one reason, and that is that there are no teams in the Northeast, period. The closest team that I have to me are the DC Defenders from the XFL conference of the UFL. And I'm sorry, I have no allegiance to Washington, D.C. You know, it'd be the same thing if there was a Baltimore team or a Charlotte team. It's like, you got to get a little closer. And I can't do Boston because I hate the Bruins. I hate the Red Sox. I hate the Patriots. So if there was a Boston team, I couldn't like them. Why is there not a New York team? Why is there not, I mean, get a Buffalo team and I'll even like them.
Shit, you're right. Like I said, you could tell how much homework I did on this. Well, fuck it.
Well, we literally just brought it up.
Yeah,
so
I mean, I assumed the Generals hadn't been wiped out. That sucks.
The Generals are
as farthest as possible from me and root for them. Like fucking.
I'll tell you what. They used to be called the Renegades. There's a team in Texas that has like this bandito or like train robber guy.
The Brahmas or the
no, not the Brahmas. I hate the Brahmas. I hate the Brahmas because The Rock owns the XFL and he used to be the Brahma Bull, and I feel like that's the reason they have the Brahmas. The Dallas Renegades.
All right, let's go all in on the Renegades right now. Fuck it.
I don't know if I could do that.
It's
maybe
the UFL. Who cares?
How about this? I do like, and actually, you know who has a really strong fan base who pretty much sells out the stadium every time they play? It's like the only XFL USFL team to do so. The St. Louis Battlehawks.
I am never rooting for anything from St. Louis.
I'm just saying. They lost the Rams and they have glommed onto the St. Louis Battlehawks.
That's
and like,
cool.
Usually spring football, there's not a lot of, the stadiums are filled for like week one. And then it just turns into half empty or quarter filled stadiums for the rest of the season. Not the Battlehawks. So I do want to give a shout out to those St. Louis fans because I have seen it, I have recognized it, and you guys are diehards. To get that much behind an XFL or now UFL team, much respect. But maybe we could go in on the Renegades. Until I will.
I've always had a great time in Dallas, so
I will add a caveat. But I hate the fucking Cowboys. I just lower my seat. There we go. I want to add a caveat. If an expansion team opens up in the Northeast,
if we get a team in the tri-state area for sure.
Yeah, and it's not Boston.
Well, no, that's not no. Connecticut,
I'll get in on
New Jersey, that's fine.
Sign Ridley or Evans, way cheaper. Sucks. Gotta let Huff go. Restructure Lazard, he sucks. Restructure 10 other players. Our Jets are effing jinxed at the trade deadline. Listen, I would love to keep Huff, but you say sucks, he's got to go. That's the way it seems. We'll see. Once again, when all this comes out, that's the thing I'm following the most is what's going to happen with Bryce Huff. Restructure Lazard. Listen, we have him for 4 years. He's not going to restructure. And I've said this before on this show. If Rodgers is healthy at quarterback, Lazard is going to be a legit wide receiver 3 on this team, like a comfortable wide receiver 3 on this team. Lazard last season had Zach Wilson, Trevor Siemian, Tim Boyle throwing him the ball.
I'm gonna go get.
You never know if it's no problem. You never know if it's out in front of you. You never know if it's too high, too low, behind you. Rodgers is going to hit Lazard when he throws it to him. 80-90% of the time, it's going in the numbers or in his hands. I have been a huge proponent that next season, Alan Lazard he's not going to be what you saw this year. I promise you that. Okay? Please, folks, trust me. He is going to be a legitimate number 3. Give him a chance. Give him a chance with a real quarterback at the helm, and we'll see what happens. Sign Ridley or Evans. I'm okay with that. I'll take Ridley or Evans. I'm not going to, please. I would take either of those guys in a second. By the way, guys, if you're watching, it's free. Hit the thumbs up. Help me out. Help more people see this show. Hit the thumbs up. Look, I want to go down. I'm going to go down. I'm not really doing it. That's about how long it takes, folks, what I just did there. And it helps me out so much. We got to stop shooting ourselves. By the way, thank you, Infrared, for being here. I always appreciate it. We got to stop shooting ourselves in the foot. We're going to need all the money we can to save for October 31st trade deadline. You might be right, because in this first little part of the season, we're really going to, if we're not like cooking on all cylinders, this is a ride or die season for a lot of these coaches and players. If the Jets need to do something at that trade deadline or in mid to late October, we are going to need stuff to be able to barter with and get guys in here, because I mean, there's always the chance, folks. There's always the chance that we are guns blazing ahead and we don't have to worry about the trade deadline. But this is the New York Jets. Once again, the team that hates us and the team that I have learned to hate, even though I love so deeply. So yes, we do need. It would be nice to save some money, and so we could pull some strings before the trade deadline. But the reality is, I'm hoping we're cooking on all cylinders before that, and we don't even need to worry about that. It's all about keeping Aaron Rodgers healthy. It's all about that. Here we go. You guys are so entertaining. Thank you, Valerie. I appreciate it. As a matter of fact, this would be a perfect time. We've talked about the bullshit attendance brag that is embarrassing. We have talked about Jamal Adams and how none of us want him back on the fucking team. There's a few more things I want to talk about, but this would be the perfect time with Valerie saying that how entertaining we are. We appreciate that. I used to have a thing on Patreon and in other places called Midnight Mike Show Theater, where I would go and I would watch a movie and give you, so you could listen to me, you would hear my basically DVD commentary on movies. I want to do this Midnight Mike Theater again, but we're going to do it a little differently. Maddie got in touch with me before the show and had an outstanding idea. So each show we'll kind of review something, but we're going to do something that all of us can watch. So it's not necessarily, maybe we'll do a movie here and there, but most of the time it's going to be something you can go to on YouTube and watch, and then watch our show and watch us review it. Maddie, what did you want me to watch? And tell people how they can watch it, because next week we are going to have a new segment on the show. We're going to bring back the Midnight Mike Show Theater with my co-host Maddie. And and I check this out. You ready for this, Maddie?
The frog hit me.
I thought that's a frog. I thought that was Pikachu. Oh, I see the little frog.
She is a big frog fan. So,
that's cool. Frogs are pretty good. Has she ever seen Princess and the Frog?
I'm sure she's seen Princess and the Frog.
Yes, many times.
Many times.
One of my favorites. Actually, one of my favorite. I don't know if she can hear me, but one of my favorite Disney villains of all time comes out of Princess and the Frog, and his name is the Shadow Man.
Mike loves the Shadow Man.
That
reminds me. Next week I'm going to try. I got a new mic I want to try out. If there's a way we can get together and see before I go on.
I'll do some troubleshooting.
Yeah. But, okay, you were saying?
Right.
You said
okay, yes. So what we're going to do is we're going to be reviewing something. But Maddie, you ready for this? I want you to tell everybody what next week. But ready? Wait, here we go. Look.
Oh, look at that background.
When we do our reviews of what we are watching, Midnight Mike Show Theater. You gotta have something fun there. Tell everybody what we're going to be watching this week and talking about next week.
All right, so I love the idea that we're doing this and letting everybody know what to watch so we can talk about it all next week. I found this podcast.
Next week. This is going to be a segment.
Right, but I mean, so next week we'll give them next week we're watching this over the week. Next segment we'll be talking for next week. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, and then every week we'll do our topic, and then at the end announce what to watch for next week. And it's not going to be, we're not going to ask you guys to watch, like I said, maybe for special occasions we'll do a movie, but most of the time we're hoping to keep things,
short, something that's not going to take up your whole night.
Like a YouTube video that's under 30 minutes, let's say, and then we'll talk about it for 15 minutes. I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll see.
whatever. We'll play it by ear. This is a work in progress. So I found this podcast. It's called Lost in Sport, and they directed me towards this movie that the 1986 Cleveland Browns made called Swords of the Gridiron. And basically, they piggybacked off of the idea from the Super Bowl Shuffle, where they made this whole Conan-esque 14-minute video.
Oh no!
Of the 86 Browns like doing battle with ninjas, and it's the most insane thing I've ever seen, and it's awesome. It is so ridiculously fun. So I thought, since we're all kind of jonesing for football, I'll do my best to find little weird things we can watch. Maybe an episode of the league here or there, something football themed. But you can find this video, and I'll put it in the comments. Let me look it up real quick.
But we'll also tweet it out.
Yeah, we'll tweet it out too. Yeah,
we'll tweet it out because and we'll once don't put it in the comments now. Yeah. After the video is finalized, like after we go off the air, then come and put it in those comments. Yeah, and so people can go and check that out.
But it's 14 minutes of pure insanity, and it's so 80s, you will die. It is great. It is. I mean, it's just ludicrous. And so I figured that way we could watch it. Mystery Science Theater 3000 it a little bit next week. Just something, because I'm jonesing for football. And I know the USFL is not, or the UFL or whatever, is not really going to scratch that itch. So I figured we'd try and find old school stuff like that and have fun with it.
You know what I'd like to watch? And I did this on my old show. Like I said, I had a podcast for over a decade where we reviewed stuff from the 80s and 90s. I'd like to do a show where we review Varsity Blues.
I have never seen Varsity Blues.
Oh my God. It's so cheesy, but so effing awesome.
Is it? Okay.
It's one of my favorite football movies. I can't even, as a matter of fact, it's right behind me. There you go.
Is that the VHS? Yes. My man.
I'll put that right here. But yeah, but even other things I was thinking about, and this is a good segue to something I wanted to show you. But even other things like the history of the New York Jets video. There's that you can watch that in full, but I think there's clips of it out on YouTube. Even if we found a clip of that, which is covering maybe the Super Bowl or covering a part of Jets history, maybe we'll review that. What I was watching last night, that when you talked to me earlier and said, oh, hey, we should do this. And in my head, I'm thinking, oh, and we could do this. I watched the documentary that I think HBO put out on the Miracle on Ice.
Oh, okay.
And we just cover that, and we all watch the same video, then we all talk about it. You guys can talk about it in the comments section. But the reason I say segue into something is because I got a really cool, and I think it's actually more rare than these people understood, but this is something I picked up just the other day for $2, which I think it was a great pickup.
Okay.
This is original. It's a flag that people would wave during the 13th Olympic Winter Games in Lake Placid in 1980.
Okay. That's pretty sweet.
And yeah, and so this could have been being waved during the Miracle on Ice in Lake Placid. I don't know. But it was definitely sold there, and people would get these as mementos from that Lake Placid. And I was thinking to myself last night, I think that the two most inspirational, important, influential sporting events that have taken place on American soil are Super Bowl III and the Miracle on Ice. What do you think?
I think that's fair. I just want to point out, when I want to talk about hockey, it's a big deal. Now you just get to throw it up. I'm just fucking.
Did you have visual? Did you have visuals? I have a visual aid.
Hey, you know what I have? This is a flag from Zamunda. When Prince Akeem came to the United States to find his queen in Queens, with Arsenio Hall as his sidekick.
Oh, coming to America. Yeah. I thought you were getting emails about sending money or gift cards to someone in Africa.
Well, I pay all my debts in Steam cards, don't you?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I have a few Nigerian princes who.
Yeah, as soon as those guys cash in, dude, we can quit
Yeah, I
this
send
show
money
and go
to them
live the easy
weekly.
life.
Those
No,
are
I
the-
think you're right though about those two events. I think that Super Bowl III was a very big deal because it really legitimized, in my opinion, and I'm biased, I'm a Jets fan, but it legitimized football in America in the sense that it made that there was two leagues, there was enough support to keep everybody around. Huge deal. But the Miracle on Ice is still, I would say, the number one.
Oh, absolutely. I wouldn't take anything away from Miracle on Ice.
That was huge.
But the Super Bowl, people do not realize, the Chiefs. I know that Lamar Hunt was the owner of the Chiefs in the original AFL, and the Chiefs wear the AFL patch on their jerseys. In my opinion, if any team was wearing the AFL patch on their jerseys, it should have been the Jets.
They certainly legitimized it.
Yeah, without that Super Bowl, the NFL would not be what it is today. The Super Bowl would not be what it is today. And even it was not only the Jets, but the bravado of Joe Namath to guarantee the victory. Now, once again, he kind of said it in as a side note, but they blew it up. But he knew what he was saying. Oh, I guarantee we're going to win the game. Whatever.
Don't worry.
Yeah, and between that bravado and the Jets then winning, it really, like, because the previous two Super Bowls, a Super Bowl one didn't sell out. I don't know if Super Bowl two did, but Super Bowl III was an event, and the NFL would not be what it is today without Super Bowl III, and the NFL clearly is the number one sport in the country.
Well, that's why I argue with Bronco fans all the time out here when they tell me that my team sucks and they're nobodies. And I kind of try to remind them, the Jets hadn't signed Joe Namath and won Super Bowl III, there's a good chance there wouldn't be a Denver Broncos.
Absolutely. There's a good chance there wouldn't be any of us.
I feel like it would be kind of like the ABA merger in basketball. Like 4 teams would have gotten taken into the NFL, and that would have been it. And it would have probably been like Boston, Miami.
Well, I met a lot. Whatever teams are bringing in the most money.
Yeah, it would be whoever brings it.
That probably, well, I guess by that time the Jets were bringing, because once when the Jets were the Titans, man, they weren't making money.
No,
at all. When they moved into Shea and became the Jets, they started to be profitable.
They're making money.
So the Jets might have made it through.
They might have, but it's just one of those things.
It's that New York thing, man. That's a big deal. Having those New York teams, and especially at that time. But that, yeah, okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, Midnight Mike Show Theater. Me, Maddie, we're next week. What is it called again? And like I said, we will put it in our Twitters after this video is done. Maddie will post it, the link in the comments.
I can't even say without laughing. It's called Masters of the Gridiron.
Okay, so that's everyone's homework for next Saturday, Midnight Mike Show Theater. We are going to discuss and review Masters of the Gridiron, courtesy of the Cleveland Browns.
Yep. So I got to give a shout out to Lost in Sport podcast. There's only like 6 episodes. I think it's completely defunct right now, but that's who turned me on to it. So it was it's good stuff though. I buckle up because it's very 80s. Very 80s.
I'm okay with that.
Oh yeah, it's great.
You're talking to the right guy right here.
It's the copy is this dude's dad's VHS copy that he passed down to him. It's wonderful.
For those who didn't see it last week, and then I want to talk about real quick. We talk about Harrison Glazer's 6 to 7 minute Zach Wilson video. We'll talk about that, and we're going to talk about Mecole Hardman's little comments about the Jets. But for those who didn't see it, this is last week. There's me and Maddie.
I was already 3 sheets to the wind.
Oh, I know you were. And then you came and you had 3 more sheets to that wind.
I did. I fucking handled
it. And then what was the rest of your night?
So the rest of my night is we went to a punk show. I got to say the Connecticut hardcore scene is awesome. Those guys are sweet. And I'm sitting there talking to Uncle O, and we're bullshitting. And I'm like, man, I kind of want to get in the pit. And I was like, man, I'm kind of 45 years old.
Yep.
And he's like, go ahead. And I was like, fuck it. And I went and got in the pit. And all I could think of afterwards, well, there was two things. Okay, so I get in the pit, and there's like a girl who's got to be like smaller than my teenage daughter. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to hit her. And then there was a guy who was probably like 65. So I'm not going to hit him, but everybody else was fair game. So we got done, had a great time, and all I could think of was the Dave Chappelle show, the Rick James episode, where he's like, well, now that you mention it, I think I'm bleeding inside my chest. But
I thought you were going to say someone came by going like,
you're completely frozen. So I got like, oh no, I wish the robot, that would have been sweet.
Yeah, the robot guy who always comes.
Awesome too. But no, I had a great time. The bands were fantastic. Everybody was cool as shit. And in the pit, like anybody who fell down immediately, everybody grabbed them and picked them up. Like
that's cool.
So cool. And like I say, the bruises, like my left arm, I don't think works anymore, and I think my sternum's cracked. But I wouldn't take it back. I had such a good time.
Real quick, before we get to these other two topics and the comments that are in there, leave your comments down below, folks. Hit the thumbs up, helps more people see us there, and it's free for you. It's free for you, and all you're doing is helping us out. Maddie, last week you weren't here to talk about it, and I was talking about how the Jets did announce that they were going to be bringing out the green and black legacy jerseys. I don't know how you call a black jersey a legacy jersey, considering we've never had black jerseys till these most recent abominations over the past 5 years. But I talked about it, and I said, I don't want anything but the green top, the white top, and the white pants, period. We only need one pair of pants, white. Yeah, I'm fine with that. But if we had to have an alternate jersey, the black, I always put it to having black jerseys nowadays is like being like, hey man, you on MySpace? It's like everyone's done it. It's done. That trend is over. What do you think? And once again, I don't want this. I don't want either of these. But if you had to, what did you think of this? Without the patch. Without the patch.
I mean, it's okay, but we're introducing another color we don't really wear in gray.
Correct. But what I'm saying is, if you a gun to your head, once again, take away that stupid fucking patch on the fucking shoulder.
This or the black are my options, is what you're saying?
Yeah. Yes. If you had to gun to your head, black or gray this season, what do you go with?
I would go with gray just because I prefer gray in general. But if
I were to, it looks like fighter jet.
It doesn't. I mean, it's not awful, but it's just not our color. You know what I mean?
Correct.
But honestly, if I were in charge of it, what our alternate jersey would be the old school Titans jersey. You want a dark jersey? That's a perfect one to do. At least the team has worn it. I don't like that jersey, but what I'm saying is if they're so hell-bent for leather to have a dark jersey, because that's kind of seems to be the idea. It's just something really dark and we're intimidating. We're Darth Vader. Do the old school Titans jersey for one game. I don't like that.
Me neither.
And I really like the helmet. No, the helmet's just, and I love the logo, but no, man, come on. Like go back to the old, like I would do the old school Titans jersey and that get up for a game.
Because I'm over that.
I get that. I don't want any alternate jersey, but at least it's a jersey that, oh, this motherfucker's in the chat. Hi, Ben. One of my buddies from work. What's up, Dibby? If it was up to me, I'd go old school Titans because at least the Jets
eat both versions, the whites and the blues. Gotta find it. I'm missing. I'm missing a few jerseys, and I've got to locate them. But looking back on them, those Titan jerseys are ugly.
No, they are ugly, but so are those black ones. I mean, if we're gonna dress like dickheads, at least have a jersey we can wear.
Yeah, but at least the black ones look like Jets jerseys, even though they're not our colors. The Titans are not the Jets. The Titans were a complete failure. The Titans would have been squashed if we didn't change to the Jets and get to Shea.
I agree, but at least it's a jersey that we've worn. But honestly, you know what I really think is don't have an alternate jersey till you've earned the right to have an alternate jersey. Have a winning season or two.
I don't think you should have an alternate jersey even if you've earned the right.
Right, but
do the Chiefs have an alternate jersey? I don't think they do. Do the Packers? Do the Cowboys?
Do the Niners?
Exactly that. Yeah, exactly. I just want to check in. About okay. Wow. I am behind in the comments. I didn't realize I was that far behind. Let me just check this out. Let's see what our girlfriend Valerie has to say. Did you see that thing about diehard Jets fans in the tailgaters? I think the Jets produced it. I think I did they release more than one? Because I think I saw or maybe I saw the trailer for it. And hey man, I respect all those fans. I respect diehard Jets fans because the Jets are to be a Jets fan, you've got to be a loyal fucking person. You've really got to have thick skin, be a loyal person, and just die on that hill. And so I think I saw a trailer and there was like a really old lady who's just been a Jets fan since like they were since they were 63, and maybe she was a Titans fan. I don't know, but it's just I hate seeing that. I hate seeing
Poor
that.
woman's
Sad.
been dead inside for so long.
I know, it's so sad. Valerie with another comment. Let's see what she said here. Jets won the most important one. Yeah. I mean, honestly, there's no more important Super Bowl than Super Bowl III. And I honestly like that's probably one of the most shocking wins in Super Bowl history. I will say it's definitely the most important, but I'll say that there are other Super Bowls that would tie it as most shocking. Like that Giants beating the Patriots with that Tyree catch on the helmet. I mean, that the Patriots going in undefeated season, and the Giants were a wild card team.
Oh, Niners do have an alternate.
Oh, they do. I remember they had a black.
I had to look that up. Good looking at, Davey.
Oh, but of course, it's a black jersey because that's just what everyone does now. The Cardinals, I think, have a black. It's everyone has a black jersey now. Did you see all the rumblings now that the Jets announced that they're going back to those 80s legacy jerseys? Now there's a huge hoopla in the Miami Dolphins Twitter community that they're trying to get their like 80s jerseys brought back.
For a team that tells us how shitty we are all the time, they always try to be like us.
But I'm for it. Look, the Dolphins jerseys are never going to be intimidating. They're never going to be an intimidating team. When you run onto the field in teal and orange, I'm sorry, with a dolphin as your mascot, you're not going to be intimidating. No one's ever going to take you seriously. Now, yeah, you can win and you can win Super Bowls and whatever, but you're never gonna strike fear in your opponents coming out in teal and orange. But with the old Dolphins, at least it's had the history behind it. When they changed and they're we're gonna have new uniforms and new helmets and whatever, and I was like, wow, you made this even fruitier than it was before. It's even less intimidating than it was before because at least the Dolphin before had a football helmet on.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'll give it to you.
You know, at least he was trying to be tough.
That's fair. That's fair.
But I'm all for it. I would love to see the Jets in their old school 80s uniforms now they have the chrome helmets. That's cool. I'm okay with that. I like that. But the Jets coming out in those uniforms, the Dolphins coming out in their 80s uniforms and just see a game. That would be so cool to see.
That's just nostalgia porn for us though.
But I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm okay with it too. I'm just calling it out.
Val saw the Die Hards episode, loved it. My son and I were on the first episode of One Jets Drive last season at the training camp. It was awesome.
Send us a link to that.
No, it's on the Jets. It's on the Jets.
Yeah, but
YouTube
I'm not
channel.
gonna know which one, like where she's at. Give us like a timestamp.
A timestamp. Yeah, give us a time. That'd be cool. No, well, it's Infrared who was on it with his son.
Oh, Infrared. My bad.
Yeah, so give it if you could.
Yeah, shoot us a thing.
Get a
screenshot.
If you give us a timestamp, I'll go to One Jets Drive episode 1 from last year, and I will screen record it, and I'll play it next week if you want.
Ooh, that YouTube fame.
I will do it.
The next
you have to give us a timestamp. I'm not just going to sit there and just guess which one is you out of all the fans that are at training camp. Usually those stands are go 49ers. Yeah, man.
This is my buddy from work, so I gave him a shout out.
Thanks for joining us on Midnight Mike Show's Talking 49ers. Let's talk about
dude, like I say, my man is a diehard fan for his teams, and I I don't always agree with his choices, but boy howdy, he lives and dies with his team. So you got to respect that. Like we talked about that
I'll
last
tell you
week.
what. I'll tell you what. I was rooting for him
So
full
was I.
bore. Did not want to see the. I would have loved to see the Niners win another Super Bowl. It would
Even though I was
have
like,
reminded
man,
me
he's
of my
going to be
childhood.
unlivable at work.
And he says, "What's up?"
He's also a Lakers fan, so you know. Ugh.
Is where is he living?
He lives in Denver with me. We work together.
Did he move from California?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
I don't like when people are like, "Oh, my favorite teams are," and they name a few different teams from different cities.
He's from Southern Cal. He's legit.
Okay, fair enough. That's legit.
And last
I
year
like
when the
that.
Nuggets were playing the Lakers like in the playoffs, like I think this is hilarious. Me and him still laugh about this to this day. But so like the Nuggets came in and they beat the Lakers, 1-0. And he's like, "That's all right. Lakers in 5. Nuggets go up 2-0. Lakers in 6. Nuggets go 3-0. Lakers in 7. Nuggets
But
sweep
you're
me
not.
like Lakers in 8." Like he just kept going. He wouldn't fucking give it up, and I loved it. It was hilarious.
But are you a Nuggets fan really, or you're not a Knicks?
I'm Nuggets and Knicks. I live here. The one local team I like is the Nuggets. If you remember
Okay,
my
fair
first
enough.
show ever with you, I was wearing a Nuggets hoodie because it was like
That's true.
8,000
And
degrees
like
below
I said,
zero out here.
when I moved to Philly and I lived in Center City, Philadelphia for a decade or more, I had to pick a team, and my team became the Phillies. So I'm a Yankee
Yeah.
fan, but I when I moved down there, I had to find a team. And I don't know if I said this on any show that you've listened to or whatever, and I'm
You
sorry
did.
if I'm repeating, but I'll repeat for people watching. Yeah, when I moved down there, it was 2007, so it was right before they won the World Series.
Oh.
And I got to tell you what I plan on doing. Hold on. So it was right before the 2000. It was before the 2007 World Series victory, or was it 2008? They won in 08. Yankees won in 09.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So it was 2007, and I went down there and I was like, I have to find a team to support down here. Whatever. Well, it wasn't going to be the Flyers. I'm a Devils fan. Ain't
I
going to
feel
be
like
the
you
Flyers.
have to pick one local team if you live in a city.
Correct. I don't watch basketball anymore, and I haven't since pretty much like 2000, 2005. So I didn't care about that. And I also, at that time, I believe Allen Iverson had just been on the team a few years prior, and he's a jerk off. I just didn't like how he carried himself. So that's out. I couldn't like the Eagles because I do like the Giants. Like I have so many friends and family who are Giants fans that in middle school, believe me, in elementary school, middle school, high school, it was like, fuck the Giants. Ugh. But then it's got to the point where I'm an old man and I like to see people I love happy. So watching the Giants, especially since there are 2 Super Bowls recently, we're both against the Patriots. Of course you're going to root for the fucking Giants. I couldn't like the Eagles. And then I came to the Phillies and I was listening to WIP, I believe, in Philadelphia. And they talked about, and this was like within the first few weeks of me moving down there, they're like, oh, and the Phillies become the first professional sports team in any sport in the United States to amass 10,000 losses. And I was like, I love that. Like, yeah. I'm an underdog. I'm a Jets fan. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's
the Phillies
why I picked the Nuggets.
The Phillies are now my number 2 team. And then the next year they won the Super Bowl. And the next year, or not Super Bowl, the World Series. Then the next year they played the Yankees in the World Series. And everyone in Philly, I bought a Phillies hat. And they saw me just change over completely to my Yankees gear. And I'm like, yo, man, I've been a Yankee fan forever. You guys are my second team, whatever. So the Yankees, I had a Phillies hat. That's all I had. So the Yankees go to the World Series against the Phillies. And in the game 1, the Yankees lost, right? So I got really nervous. I was like, you guys can't fuck this up. You guys can't fuck this up. I will never hear the end of it, living in Philly, whatever. So I took the one Phillies hat I had, and before game 2, I brought it out back and I burnt it in my barbecue grill as like a to the gods, to the baseball gods. I said, I am in Philly on the border of Center City, South Philly, and I am going to now take this as a sacrifice and burn it. And then the Yankees won the next 3 games. Then the Phillies took a game, and then the Yankees put it away 4-2. So I looked at that as like I helped the team. Like I did that, right?
It worked.
It worked.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I will announce here on this show that before the start of the next season, hopefully before April when the new uniforms are, or maybe right after the new uniforms are premiered, I am going to take, and this was gifted to me, my New York Jets number 14 jersey of the last 5 year debacle, disgusting, ugly uniforms that we have, and I'm going to make a video of me sacrificing it to the football gods, and I'm going to burn my New York Jets number 14 Sam Darnold, Trevor Simeon jersey for all of you guys to try to lift the curse of the past 5 years and those uniforms. So that will be happening on the Midnight Mike Show.
All right.
Are you against that?
No,
I think we need to exercise as Ace Ventura and exercise the demons.
No, I would be down to watch that that video. I don't know. I never really thought about it, to be honest with you. Like, I have so many old jerseys that I just keep around.
Oh no, I've kept all my jerseys. I have a pile of Jets jerseys going back to the 80s. But this one is one that like I said, I got gifted it. I never liked these uniforms. I never liked these uniforms. I've worn it 3-4 times, and probably 2 of them were as jokes on this show, not on the live show, but on my regular videos. And I probably wouldn't do this, and I probably wouldn't even have thought of doing it if the Phillies hat thing didn't work so well.
Yeah, that's fair. The Phillies hat thing did work for you.
It worked. After I burnt that hat, the Yankees went 4-1 in the World Series against the Phillies after losing the first game. So look, I think I have that power. I think I could put some juju out into the universe. I think we will take the last 5 years and forget they happen. And I will have a ceremony of burning of the burning in effigy the last 5 years of Jets history, because I don't want to remember the last 5 years personally.
That's fair.
I didn't get to read this. I got to take a picture with Lavernius Coles and Wayne Corbett as well. That's awesome. Then Corbett's the man, by the way. Then my son took a selfie with Garrett Wilson. Awesome. Definitely going back this year. I'd love to try to get to a training camp thing this year. I'd love to figure out how to do that. I know you have to get tickets and all that stuff, because where they train in Florham Park is literally 5 minutes down the road from my mother's house. Like,
oh, nice.
They're in Florham Park. My wife is in what you would call Hanover Township, Whippany. So yeah, I'm very excited. I don't know what we're behind on these comments. Yes, we do. Sorry, don't know what that means, folks.
He was talking about the Niners having an alternate jersey.
I got you guys next show. Awesome. Yes.
Thank you.
Somehow get us that timestamp and I will show it on the show. Picture with Corbett. Awesome. Absolutely. Corbett is one of my favorite Jets of all time. And I think I did a show with Honest Abe on the Undroppables of our Mount Rushmore of Jets. And we're not talking about like statistics or anything. It was just guys we liked growing up. And even though he was on the team by the time I was 16, 17, 18, 19 years old, Wayne Corbett, man, just his whole story, man, is just
Mr. Jet. He's everything. He embodies what the Jets are.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to get through some of these comments and then quickly, not a Giants fan. That's okay. I get it. I used to have such beef with the Giants, but then it's like I said, I got to the point where I was old and it was just like, I like seeing people I love happy. That's all it really came down to. You have a better chance to run for president.
I just might.
I don't understand what that means.
We're so behind that it's taken out of context.
I know. We need all the help we can get. No doubt. No doubt. Oh, honestly, the New York Jets are not as bad as team. Just have to stop putting all their eggs on a quarterback and spread the love on some O-line and a couple key skill players. Fine. In 2 years when Rodgers is gone, or 3 years when Rodgers is gone, let's all work on that. But right now, here's what we have. So let's go all in, and over the next 2 seasons, let's go for it. I mean, wouldn't it be awesome to at least just even get to the Super Bowl? Like, that'd be unbelievable. But here's the thing, Maddie. Jets make it to the Super Bowl. they lose. Do you buy a Jets jersey with the Super Bowl patch?
Absolutely.
If I'm as a Yankee fan, I wouldn't. And I've said this before. As a Yankee fan, you know how people will go out, like I'll see Orioles fans walking around with like an AL East, like champions, shirt or whatever. That's just an example. But like I'll see teams going out there with like as a Jets fan, if we win the AFC East, I'm getting the shirt. I'm getting the hat.
Right. As am I.
As a Yankee fan, unless they win the World Series, I don't buy any of that shit merch. It just
as a
it's
Yankee
nothing
fan,
to me.
You're spoiled as fuck.
Correct. It's
Sorry,
nothing.
But as a Jets fan, I'm not.
No, I agree.
So I would absolutely get all kinds of merch because just the fact that they got there, so much more than I probably ever expected out of any season. Because at the beginning of every season, I'm like, Jesus fuck, just don't embarrass us. So, you know what I mean? So I would absolutely do it. Now, and I understand as a Yankees fan, I mean, like when the Rangers went to the finals in 2014, I bought all the Eastern Conference champ shit because it had been so long since they had done anything that close. And I still rep my Eastern Conference champ hat, it's still something. So it matters enough.
No, it does. For certain teams, it does.
Yeah, for others, it doesn't. Like I totally understand as a Yankee fan, you're like, whatever, fuck the pennant.
Even at let's say you're a Patriots. Let's say you're a Patriots fan. Are you really going to go out and buy merch that says AFC East champions?
Probably not.
No, even the Chiefs at this point. AFC, what are they? AFC South,
AFC
North, West. Oh my God, I can tell I need to end this show soon. AFC West champions. Are you really going to buy that if you're a Chiefs fan, or are you just waiting for AFC Championship or AFC champions or Super Bowl champions?
Well, then you just wait until if you lose, you just buy all that shit when it's on clearance.
There you go. But that's the difference between, like I've always said that the reason I can be a Jets fan, like I would hate to be you, Maddie. I would hate to be you, because as a Jets fan, what keeps me from literally going insane is that I'm a Yankee fan. And I don't mean recently. I understand the Yankees haven't done shit since 2009. But you have to remember, in my lifetime, I've seen the Yankees win 5 World Series and go to like 7 or 8.
Yeah, I got 1 Mets championship.
Well, you did get to see them go to the World Series in 2000. How'd that end up?
Well, when you've signed every possible free agent in the entire
I don't want to hear it.
No, you're going to hear it. You opened this door, motherfucker. I'm like a vampire. You invited me in. I'm coming in.
Look at the Mets payroll. It's just like the Yankees and the Dodgers.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to lie. The Mets have a huge payroll. And I saw them lose to Kansas City in 2015. My teams stink, but I'll tell you this. My Rangers sure look fucking good right now.
They do. And I saw somebody put something up that, the Rangers are a clear favorite to do well. I mean, they could have right now they have the best division in the conference.
Yeah, they look great.
The best record. And then on the other side in the West, the Canucks have the best. And the last time you guys went to the Stanley Cup, you played the Canucks.
Vancouver.
And I've seen a lot of people point that out and be like, "Oh, is it destiny? Is it going to be the Rangers and the Canucks again?"
I'll take whoever. I'd rather not play the Canucks just because I'd rather see somebody else. Like, I would honestly rather the Rangers beat the Oilers because I can't stand the Oilers. But
what do you have against the fucking Edmonton Oilers?
Dude, they're like the most... they're that snotty-ass fucking team that's been living on their dynasty from 400 years ago. And now they do have a great player in Connor McDavid. But everybody suddenly... everybody wants to root for the Oilers. They want the Oilers to be good again.
The Oilers, but this is even further. I was going to say you could compare them to Cowboys fans. But the problem is that the Oilers' victories were before that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's like even more.
Dude, I hated the Oilers when I was a kid because they'd come out to New York, slap the dog shit out of Ron Greschner and Ron Duguay and those guys because they had Messier and Gretzky and Curry and all those guys. And so then when we finally started getting Oilers players as Rangers fans, I still hated the Oilers, but I was just happy to take take their tools. But I mean, I don't care. I would really, and I've said this before. My pick for the finals this year is, and it's not because I like them. I think Colorado's going to come out of the West, and I hate the
And the
Bruins.
Devils out of the East, right?
Not even close after that shellacking we gave you day before yesterday.
Oh, come on.
Oh, and poor fuck man, fucking tossing Matt Rem for that hit was weak. But whatever, we can talk about that off camera.
Did
No
you
one
ever
cares
look
about
into
this.
that thing about whether I could get the Devils on whatever? Remember we were talking about that?
Oh, on Max?
Yeah, or whatever. I forget what you said because you asked, do you have Max? Do you have Hulu? Or
I
do
know
you have?
ESPN Plus has a lot of their games.
Yeah, I've
But
got to check that out.
I can't look because I'm not regional where you are, so I can't see if they're blacked out. But you should
The
be able
Jets
to.
are the Devils. I do not think are blacked out in Connecticut. I think
You
the
should be good then.
Islanders and the Bruins are.
Yeah. All right. Nobody cares about that.
I'd have to look it up, but I think this is your boy. He says I have 2 Niners jerseys with the Super Bowl patches on them, and we didn't win either one, but it still feels good to say we were there. Hey, you know what? Like I said, as a Jets fan, I would probably I'm with Maddie. I'd buy the jersey. But like I said, if I was a Chiefs fan or a Patriots fan, and we went to the Super Bowl and we didn't win it, I wouldn't bother buying that jersey.
That's fair.
It's the tale of different teams and different successes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the winning culture.
A Cowboys fan will buy a division patch shirt if they pass the first round. Yeah, man, the Cowboys, hey, at least they've won some playoff games over the past 25 years. They're not as bad as the Dolphins, folks.
Always going back to that Dolphins jab. I love it.
It's
not wrong. It makes me laugh every time you do it.
Not only is it not wrong, but it's the Dolphins. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Once again, sorry to repeat, but if you were not a football fan and you met a Dolphins fan and they tried to promote their team to you, you would think that they've had the success of the Chiefs or I don't want to say Patriots. I mean, fuck it. You would think that this is this awesome team that always
Dolphins
wins.
Fans sell themselves as going like, like 14-3 every year.
And at no point would they be honest with that person and say, "Oh, by the way, we haven't won a playoff game in a quarter century." And then you go up to a Jets fan, on the other hand, and we have won 6 or 7 playoff games in that quarter century. We've been to 3, because 98 is that 25-year cutoff. We've been to 3 AFC championship games in that time. You go to a Jets fan, and they're going to make you think that it's going to sound like the Jets are the worst team in the league over the past 25 years because we are at least honest.
We're on Zoloft, and
we fucking suck. And so it's like you'd think the Dolphins are great. You'd think the Jets would suck, but really the Jets have a way better history over the past 25 years than the Dolphins. So that's why it's their fans. They're overly cocky after literally achieving nothing in a quarter century. It's that simple.
Yeah.
I don't mince words, Maddie. Okay.
No, I see that.
We got to get out of here.
I respect it. I'm still so tired, man.
We got to get out of here. The last thing we'll talk about, real quick, I'll say Mecole Hardman. He has a quote because he doesn't know where he's going to land next year. And his quote came out that said, "Well, I won't go back to the Jets." And my whole thing is, you caught one fucking pass, bro.
Yeah, dude. So what?
Like, look at his stats on the Chiefs since when he left the Jets. It's nothing to write home about. You're not a superstar. You caught one pass.
I don't know that the Jets would have had any interest in signing you anyway.
Yeah, why would they? I mean, once again, I do blame the coaches for not bringing him into the fold like they should have. But there's no reason to have him take a swipe at the Jets.
Well, yeah, and okay, yeah, I mean, yeah, you have a highlight pass. Good for you. I mean, honestly, if Patrick Mahomes throws me a fucking football, I'm probably going to catch it.
Well, not only that, but I said earlier in the show at the start, I said, you don't think fucking Travis Kelce or any of the other guys on the team could have caught that pass?
Like, yeah. And I don't think Mecole Hardman is going to get the amazing contract that he thinks he's going to get.
He's not.
It just sounds, the way he's talking about it sounds like he thinks he's going to like get this fucking amazing fucking like number 1 wideout, like top 3 fucking wideout in the league fucking contract. And I'm like, dude, slow your fucking roll.
Yeah, you know what? This goes out to Mecole Hardman and his agent. How about that? Here, this.
I think you're all fucked in the head.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean,
You guys have no idea what you're doing.
I don't have any
You
ill will towards him, but I don't know why he needed to take a pot shot at the Jets. And there's no reason
Exactly.
to. Like, it's like, dude, just enjoy the fact that you had your moment and just move on. Like, clear. It's just he sounds like a bitter ex-boyfriend.
Exactly. Okay, the last topic. Here we go. This could be a quick one because it is what it is. But Harrison Glazer on Twitter put out like a 6 to 7 minute highlight video of Zach Wilson this past season, and was kind of like implying like, you guys don't want this guy. Where are the Jets fans who are with me and want to think the Jets should be keeping Zach Wilson? He puts out a 6 to 7 minute highlight video from Zach this year, and I didn't even bother going down in the comments because it would have just gotten me riled up. But I sure hope fucking someone said to him, "Hey, bro, there's 17 games played in a season, so that would be 17 hours of football. Now you have to remember that half the time the defense on the field, and let's say that the average of time of possession is a half an hour. That would give you out of 17 games, that would give you 8.5 hours that Zach Wilson." Now I know he was out like a game or two, whatever, but let's even cut it down to 7. Let's say 7 hours that Zach Wilson had possession of that ball in 2023, and you show me a 6-minute video and be like, "Hey, why don't you want this guy?" Well, let's look at that was 7 minutes. Let's look at the other 7.5 hours. Let's see what that looks like.
Yeah,
so,
I agree, and I defended Zach a lot during the season, but
so
regardless,
did I believe me, I was behind him.
I wanted
was
him to do
trying
well.
my best. Yes.
The thing is I really do believe that the damage has been done. I don't think that he can come back to the organization. I think that he doesn't want to come back to the organization, and I'm not even mad at him for that, to be honest with you. I think that a fresh start is the best thing for him somewhere else, and it is what it is. Again, I have no ill will. This is where we are. The NFL is a business, and this is a decision that has to be made.
Here's how I look at Zach Wilson. I like Sam Darnold. I actually was pulling for him. I would love to see him win a Super Bowl, even as a backup quarterback. Okay? Sam Darnold had bad seasons. He did nothing personally to me as a Jets fan or to the Jets. He didn't like Mecole Hardman take jabs. He realized he didn't have it in New York. He went down to Carolina, tried his luck there. That didn't work, but now he's in San Francisco as a backup. He's still an NFL quarterback. He's still getting paid a bunch of money, okay? I have no problem with Sam Darnold. Zach Wilson, on the other hand, I do have a problem with. Last season, he not 2023, 2022, he had that thing after the Patriots game where they were asking him, do you take blame for this loss when I think they scored 3 points the whole game? And Zach took no accountability.
I remember.
Like a little bitch. Okay. And even after that, I continued to support the kid because any guy who goes out there in a Jets helmet, I am going to support that night because I support the team. You got to support the team. That's Putty from Seinfeld. Got to support the team. You ever see that episode when he's dressed as the devil?
I know who you're talking about. I actually can't stand Seinfeld.
Oh, that's a bummer. Have you heard Billy Joel's new song? I know you love him.
Jesus, man. why are you like Matty Kryptonite tonight? Why do you hate me?
Dude, I was planning on.
Did I not buy you enough beers that night? What do I got to do?
I was planning on coming on this show with a Devil shirt and a Yankee hat.
This fucking guy. That's what, believe me, my closet's right over there. I could get dressed up too.
Maybe next week I'll come on with my Devil shirt and my Yankee hat.
We should
and
wear
people will be so confused.
Jet shit next week.
Yeah, you wear a Ranger shirt and a Mets hat. I'll wear a Devil shirt and a Yankee hat, and we'll talk about the Jets for 2 hours.
People will be so confused if they come in here. Like, what the fuck are these doing?
Let's do it.
That'd be funny.
All right. So, but yeah, that is okay. So even after that, I supported Zach. Then this season, he sucked because he's Zach. But then he had the thing came out where they said that Zach didn't want to play because he was afraid to get hurt. I believe that report. I think he did say that to someone. I think he was trying to keep out of the way. And I think that then he had that decent game versus the Texans, and him and his agent said, we're out. Like that's going to sell us. That's going to get us a backup role on another team. I'm not playing the rest of the year. I don't think he was hurt where he couldn't play in those last few games. That's all I'm saying. I don't like Zach Wilson. I don't wish him good luck. I don't wish him anything. And I hate Zach Truthers. I'm sick and tired of people still insisting that this is sure. Maybe he got a bum deal, but the kid's not good. He at the best, he's a bottom 3 starter and a middle of the pack backup. And that's at the best, in my opinion.
That's fair. I don't know. I'm just not as mad at him as you are, but I mean,
get mad at him, Maddie.
I get mad at other shit. Believe me. I like it, in the off season. I feel like the off season is like the afterlife for me. I don't know if you ever saw this movie. It's called Defending Your Life with Meryl Streep and shit, I forget his name. It's a good little movie. Watch it with the wife. You guys will enjoy it together. But basically, these people are dead and they're in the afterlife. And this lady's like, "Yeah, I'm dead and I left behind 3 kids, but I'm okay with it." That's kind of how I feel about that. Like, I'm over it. I'm just it's the afterlife right now. And then until reincarnation in August when we're watching preseason, I just can't, like, the vitriol is gone because I just don't worry. I was screaming for blood all season, but I'm just whatever. It is what it is. I just can't care that much about
we
somebody
do
who's
have
clearly not going to be on the team next year.
We do have next season to look forward to. We have a couple days now, about 2 weeks till free agency, and people can start being signed. April, the end of April, we have the draft. That's coming up. In that time, I'm sure, especially leading to training camp and preseason, we are going to get ourselves over the moon excited for the Jets and be talking, we're clearly a Super Bowl contender.
We'll be all amped up by May.
Oh, it's going to happen because it happens.
We're going to draft somebody and be like, this is the answer.
Yeah, anytime the Jets even have a little bit of hope, our eyes start going to the Super Bowl. It is what it is. Maddie, thank you for joining me tonight again.
Pleasure.
Next week, remind everybody what we are watching for Midnight Mike Show Theater.
Masters of the Gridiron from the 1986 Cleveland Browns.
And this will be, is that the year that Gastineau buried Bernie Kosar and they went to the AFC Championship game or something?
I think the Browns lost to the Broncos in the AFC Championship game.
No, I know. We were in the divisional. We were going to win the game. And then...
when he took that penalty.
Yeah.
It might be.
Is that 86 or 87?
I don't know. I'm going to have to do some homework in the
Yeah, we'll have to look that up.
Valerie, thank you for the compliment, by the way, just since I'm about to sign off.
I didn't even see that. Guys, I didn't even see this stuff.
Gibby, always a pleasure. Thanks for coming on, buddy. Love you.
Zach, XFL next year. But yeah, Maddie, again, thank you very much for coming on, and I will talk to you throughout the week. See you next week. We're going to do the Midnight Mike Show Theater, and it's going to be a blast.
And go Yard Goats.
Absolutely. Go Yard Goats.
Yard Goats gear.
No goats, no glory. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am Midnight Mike, your late night midnight or your late night New York Jets host. As you can tell, it is late. I'm starting to stumble over my words, and I've got no sleep last night. I'm going to get no sleep tonight because I have to wake up super early to go see my daughter in the Pinewood Derby. Girl Scouts have joined the Boy Scouts, and they're all going to be racing these cars. And hopefully we're going to be getting some medaling. Get some first, second, or third place. That would be awesome. Yeah, Valerie, thank you so much for joining us. It's always a pleasure with all you guys in the comments section. I really do appreciate it. Go down if you haven't. Hit the thumbs up. I really do appreciate that. If you haven't subscribed, and next week we'll come back with more. And like I said, Midnight Mike Show Theater, which is going to be fun. We're going to all our homework is to watch that Masters of the Gridiron put out by the Cleveland Browns. We're going to get that link to you on Twitter. in the comments down below here after the show goes off the air. Maddie will hopefully get in there and post that link, and we'll all watch it at some point throughout the week. Watch it, and then next week we'll come back and we will talk about it, and then we'll give you another homework assignment for the week after that. How about that? That sounds fun to me. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Midnight Mike. Let's get that. Oh, this song is just so amazing, isn't it? It's stuck around. Every Jets fan knows every word because of how well it was written and how catchy it is. I'm so glad we have this as part of our history. I am Midnight Mike. This is Why I Hate the Jets live Saturday night, 9 p.m. I can't wait to see you next week. If you haven't, go down in my videos and check out my most recent video. It's about, 8 minutes, 9 minutes, I want to say. It's my top 5 New York Jets uniforms. And if you can, like that video and comment below that video. It'll help that video grow also. I can't wait to see you next time.